So I'm just leaving Buxton for my 3-night stay. My family are driving home, so I've decided to let them carry the range extender. Although I've got some climbing, 7-kilometre climb, excuse me, to get up to the Cat Fiddle pub. After that, cycling through Cheshire. I knew I wouldn't need the second battery, so I've detuned Eco and Sport, took 10% off each, but still, straight away, even in Eco, I can feel how light the bike is. Left here, so this takes you past Pools Cavern. I remember going there as a child a couple of times, and I've took my own children a couple of times as well. It's one of the smaller show caves, but still worth a visit. Oh, I remember this climb. So I put it in turbo with the range extender. I reckon today I could spin up it in level 2 with 1 kilo less. What am I putting out? 500 watts. And we're going up at 8 miles an hour. 9. I think I put slightly a bit more effort in there, but I didn't have to use turbo. So the weight tax of the range extender, you definitely use more battery power, even though you're carrying more. If you want the same experience, that is. I'm gonna be, can't get my words out. I just had a gel, so my mouth's a bit sticky, my throat. So my family are gonna go down the A6. My partner doesn't like driving on the high roads. She came on Long Hill. So I said, if you go on the A6, it's a longer journey, but flatter. Me, I'm going up the Cat Fiddle Road. Could have waited. I hope visibility is good. It's 10:40 in the morning, it's 9 degrees. I've got my arm warmers on. Let me pull them up slightly. But the wind's definitely cutting through them though. These are from Decathlon. I think this set of traffic lights has been on red every single time I've ever approached it. So this is the start of the Cat Fiddle Road. Buxton's down there. Icy breeze. That's to let me know someone's approaching quick. Flashes red then from the Garmin Vario. Gives you so much confidence, the Vario. It's definitely got your back anyway. Bleed my neck, I've used 10% of the battery already. It is bitterly cold. Even if I get to the top of this climb with 70% battery, it's way more than I need to get home. Because once I'm on the flats, I'll be doing 17, 18 miles an hour. I can see my breath here. It's not ideal to have a bumpy section right on the corner when cars are stupidly trying to squeeze past. Got a feeling I'm probably going to get crosswinds on the open top. You have a bit of a downhill section. Takes you to the point where the road forks off towards Axe Edge Moor. Then after you build up some speed, it climbs back up to the Cat Fiddle pub. Then you've got the fast descent. Feet are cold. I'm gonna stop for a cappuccino, maybe a bite, I don't know, maybe a bite to eat in Macclesfield. Constant hay fever nose drips, excusez-moi. You'll be able to see now where I've just climbed from. I think this gets to about a maximum 1,500, 1,600 feet, I think. Oh my God, headwinds. You have to get aero to go uphill. some people really do think it's okay to pass you at stupid speeds. So I actually went to the fountain after I left the Airbnb. I actually decided I wanted some of that warm water, geothermal spring, compared to ice cold water out of the fridge. This is the open bit. Wasn't looking forward to this. So it dips here. I should get some speed, depending on the strength of the crosswinds, before you climb back up. But usually, if you've not got a headwind, you can actually climb that good 14-15 miles an hour with the momentum that you build up here now. My word, that is one strong headwind straight in my face. Well, I've got up to 22 miles an hour. So it's hitting my left cheek from here now. Powerful wind, that. But this bike's cutting through the air. I'm not. It's cutting through me. I'm a little tad apprehensive about the fast ascent today. My toes are freezing. It'll probably be that I get down to Macclesfield, get a coffee and a bite to eat, and then when I leave Macclesfield towards home, I can imagine by that point the temperature should be a good few degrees higher. So we're climbing here, but we're doing 16 miles an hour. I'm just gonna try and keep the momentum that I built. Still doing 16. I'm putting out 430 watts. Crossing into the county of Cheshire now, from Derbyshire side. Now it climbs. My cadence here is 9800. I love spinning. I'm definitely going up a 4% at 100 RPM. It's just what I like. I primed my quads and my calves with some deep heat after I did my morning stretches. Last thing I want is an injury. I pulled muscle on these cold hills. Heart rate's 160, 16 miles an hour, up a 4%, 300 watts. Although to me my heart rate doesn't feel like 160, I feel quite relaxed. 150, sorry. Come on, sunshine. Warm my cockles up. You can see that my average power in the last few miles is 249 watts. You can follow that road down to the Goit Valley there and go past the two reservoirs. And if you're feeling strong, climb up to Pim's chair. Right, I'm pulling over for a biscuit. To descend the Cat Fiddle road. I just had a swig of the water from the fountain that comes up 27.5 degrees. That was about half an hour ago. It's stone cold now. Stone cold. I think that's the chill factor of the wind. And that's what's hitting my body as well. My feet are freezing. And for this trip, I decided against aero socks and actually bought some compression ones that are supposed to be warmer. Believe me, heck, I wouldn't like to think what it'd be like if I wore my aero socks. They're made out of tracing paper. But I'm definitely a little nervous today. Mainly because my back brake locked up, descending around the corner on a bit of loose gravel. I instantly let go and managed to rectify it. But for that split second, squeaky bum time, and I think my heart rate must have gone through the roof. So I'm definitely taking this slower than usual today. Hey up, mechanical. First time ever, the magnet from my Cat Ranger glasses has come off the side because I carry an extra battery, the Power Pack Plus, and I could hear something rattling and I thought, no way is it come off. But that's the first time ever, that. It rained yesterday. Up to now the roads are pretty dry. I was a bit nervous yesterday about that. I was picturing me coming back down the Cat and Fiddle on wet, greasy roads. Instead, the weather forecast is for 25 miles an hour gusts. So I'm definitely scrubbing off a little bit the speed. What's half a mile an hour slower compared to not getting home at all. I find it strange how that charging cable came off. So I have the Power Pack Plus. It's like the size of a box of matches. It's attached to the back of my helmet. It has a short cable that's just long enough, so you don't have too much slack. And that attaches magnetically to the side of the glasses. And I must admit, I've cycled in much stronger winds than this, and it's never come off before. Not unless I knocked it off when I was stood having a snack at the Cat and Fiddle pub. Because normally that connection is rock solid. Don't know how much of this wind you can hear, but wow. After using level 2 out of Buxton, I'm on 75% of the bike battery. These Cat Ranger glasses are superb. Not only am I recording this video, I'll listen to a football podcast through 4 speakers. And even with all this Peak District wind whizzing past my head, I can hear it fine. Bit of sunshine. Wow, it's up to a balmy 7 degrees C. With an icy cold breeze. Get the SPF on now. To be fair, I have got SPF on. Factor 30. You take your skin from the icy cold blasty air. There's Lama Lode Reservoir. So you can get to that if you go to the top of Blaze Hill and you head towards Pim's Chair, where the lane bears to the left. If you bear right, it takes you down to that reservoir. And when I went there, you've got a big climb coming up to the Cat Fiddle Road. But the narrow path literally had a stream flowing down it towards me. So I was cycling up a steep path with water cascading down the path. It was an interesting experience. Like buses on here. So I'm going up at 2%, but I'm doing 17.6. So no battery used. And it's all downhill for me. To Macclesfield, I mean, not live. I've got my Raveman light on, flashing at the front, hiding underneath my Garmin. I can see where they've done repairs recently after the winter. Oh, smooth. Wow. Hey, and respect to them, absolutely zero gravel on the top. They've done a fantastic job on that section there. I look forward to hitting that in the summer and leaning in a bit more. I'm a bit nervous about it being greasy on the surface today. Don't want to take any risks. Down in the drops, got a car on my shoulder. I'm using my chest as a sail. Naturally slow down there. Another another new section of gravel. Again, smooth. So certainly won't be getting any of my record times on this today. In the warmer months, the road's a little bit more sticky in the heat. I think the rubber on your tyres get a bit warmer and that helps with grip. Although in the heat you have to be careful, because a lot of people don't realise in a heat wave the PSI in your tyres increases. The air expands. Do you know when you're trying to see your average speed and you get a stupid text message from businesses? And why does Garmin not like show you for 5 seconds and then disappear? Why do I have to click the X to get rid of it? So smooth. Cornering at 28 miles an hour. Come out wide. Turn into the apex. Miles an hour. There's a tight corner coming up. I think it bears left now, and they'll show you have a really sharp right. And usually if you hit it at 30 odd miles an hour, here it is. Can catch people out this one. So come out wide, lean in. Ah, it's easy. Stick your knee out, turn into the apex. Coming up now on the left. It's always greasy here. I think it's a bit of runoff from that field. My word, coming down here at 30 miles an hour really cools you down. I was already freezing. Build up a bit of speed here. Excuse me. Oh my God, I'm getting buffeted here. It's coming from my front right. So if you're having the open gaps between these trees, I'm glad I've not got deep section wheels today. See if the camera tells me I'm doing 30 miles an hour or more. Nah, it's not picked up on me today. I've had that flash me in the past. Your speed, 31. I'm taking prime position. I'm not letting anyone overtake me on this road. Lights are on red anyway. There we go. I was hoping it had changed before we got there. That's why I slowed down. Ooh, I just heard my front derailleur trim. Di2 is an absolute game changer. I always wondered if it was a gimmick. Do you need it? No. Once you've used it, would you go back? Yeah, I would. But the last couple of years I've had road bikes with 10-speed Tiagra, 11-speed 105, 11-speed Ultegra, and they're all good. The only one I really had complaints about was the Tiagra, and that had nothing to do with the 10-speed cassette. That was to do with the mechanical brakes. Right, this is Macclesfield. I'm going for a coffee. See you in a bit. Where are you going? Stopped. Cafe Nero. Large cappuccino. Pan of chocolate. What makes me laugh is, if I'm not on the bike, I wouldn't dream about eating stuff like that. And in past years on the bike, I've not ate like that. In the past, I've had fruit or salad in the middle of long hilly rides. But over the winter, I've been doing more research. And I think I just got to the point where I was sick of being, say, 10, 15 miles away from home. And I got this horrible zoning out feeling. And if you had more than another, say, an hour to get home after that feeling sets in, eventually you get this weird, where your peripheral vision starts to go. So it's only now that I found out that is hyperglycemia. Basically, my blood sugar levels were so low from trying to eat healthy and diet whilst doing 50, 60 mile rides. What a fool. So now, I eat before, and I eat like an absolute champ on the bike. I've already had a protein bar, chocolate biscuit, pan of chocolate, and a cappuccino. And I'm only 12.8 miles into my ride. And I've got more snacks. Oh, I've had a gel as well. So, this year is all about, on non-ride days, fasting and eating low carb, healthy. On ride days, feeling like an absolute champ. The difference it's made to still be able to put out massive watts all the way back to your front door and get home and still feel great It's transformative. Why didn't he stop then? Eh? Bikes, not vehicles on the road at the traffic at the roundabout, no. It's what we all put up with on the roads. I'm not following a particular route today, but I'm very knowledgeable of the Peak District and Cheshire Lanes, so it'd be wrong of me to say I'm winging it, because having a drink, I was already thinking where would I like to head to. So many different options for me to head towards home. This road I'm on now, I could stay on it, take me all the way towards Chelford, but it's super fast. I'm going uphill at the moment, but once you go through Broken Cross, it's super fast. Downhill sections where, slightly downhill, where you would probably be going 20 miles an hour all the way for about 5 miles. But the road surface to the left of the road, all the way, is so rattly, so uneven. And I'm not just talking potholes. I mean, real rough sections. I find my wrists are sore by the time I finish it. So I considered it and quickly. 'em. I can see Sutton Common BT Tower, and I'm just thinking to myself, on Wednesday I was looking at that from the opposite side when me and my family went to Lud's Church. "22 miles an hour, 300 watts. I love riding this bike without the range extender. To be fair, it rides great with the range extender battery, but it's in a different league without. Bike's 11.4 kilos with the upgrades I've made. I had to stop to have a look at these two new lambs. One last look really at the Peak District Hills where I've spent most of this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm back in work tomorrow. So let's get some demon speed down here now. Get in the big ringer. Be interesting to find out with my super difficult ride to the Peak District if there's much fatigue in the legs, because the very next day, after cycling 48 miles into 35 miles an hour headwinds, we went to Lodge Church, as I said earlier, but I spent a lot of that hiking up, carrying my son, who's almost 4, on my shoulders. But then yesterday we had quite a chill day. What I should have done really, there was a huge bath. I should have gone in the bath, but we had a walk-in shower. I had that super hot. I do notice on this bike, the bar tape is so thin, and it's got like what to me feels like a bit of a glossy coating to it, plasticky. So in the drops, it doesn't quite grip your gloves. So it might be less aero and add a tiny bit more weight to the bike. But BBB do this amazing gravel tape. That will be thicker, more comfortable on the hands if you're climbing on the tops, or if you're in the drops for a prolonged time. Sometimes it's not all about saving weight on the bike. Comfort is also key. I think if you're comfy, you're probably more likely to put out more power anyway, or stay on the bike longer. It's definitely an area they definitely cheats out on. So I wrap that myself. I enjoy wrapping bar tape. Somehow quite therapeutic. So we're whizzing along here, 350 watts, 22 miles an hour. My feet are no longer like ice cubes. And if you remember earlier, on the Cat Fiddle road, I said it was a balmy 7 degrees. It's now 14. I'm so glad that I asked my partner to bring some Silka Super Secret. I wiped my chain down on Tuesday night. Just one small drop in each roller, rubbed it in with my finger and thumb. And it's been sat there since Tuesday evening, curing. I don't wipe the chain down afterwards, because and I think, I might be wrong, any excess on the outside will also stick to your jockey wheels, pulley wheels, and give them a very, very slight coating of wax. So I don't know if that would make them slippier, and any gear changes being a smidge smoother. I don't know, I might be wrong. But that's my theory anyway. And I'm not talking a thick layer, otherwise I'd wipe it off. Okay, we're about to cross Congleton Road, the A Road, towards Siddington. It's the same route I did recently, but if I stayed on the road straight in a minute, that takes me to George Road Bank Observatory, but I'm gonna bear right. Still breezy, but nothing like it was up in the Peak District earlier. Bike's in lowest level of assist in eco. Excuse me. Right, so if I went straight ahead now, that would go to George Road Bank. I'm turning right. I'm recording the video today in a higher bit rate, 30 megabits per second. It takes up more room, but it still gives me 1 hour 45 minutes of recording time, which is just superb. Taking up all of the road. My goodness. think I've just ate a couple of bugs, extra protein. So with me talking about my fueling, that wasn't on my strategy. Yeah. Just chugging along it, 315 watts, 20 miles an hour. $16.7 miles an hour average today. One of my favourite things to have on the bike is some Halls menthol, sugar-free. If you just slow suck them and breathe through your nose, just keeps your airways really, really clear. It's cool. And even though they're sugar-free, mentally, the sweetness just gives you a boost. You won't see it, but I can see Jojo Bank over the trees in the distance. It's aiming straight up into the sky today. So the dish is like a bowl, ready for the cornflakes to go in. Age 15, I probably could eat the whole dish full of cornflakes while watching Terminator 2. That 15-year-old Leon appetite was ridiculous, but so was the output. I used to cycle daily down Cheshire Lanes to get to high school in Altrincham, and play for multiple football teams. And if I wasn't playing amateur football matches, I was playing with my friends for like 5-6 hours a day, weather permitting. We were all super fit. And here's me at nearly 47, pushing out nearly 70 miles an hour average. "20 miles in, bike battery's at 64%. Imagine coming to a beauty spot and fly tipping absolutely loads of empty bottles of beer. People are the worst. No respect. And the ones that are even worse are the people that take money off people to do tip runs or whatever, house clearances. Take the money and then go dump it down a country lane somewhere, because a lot of these recycling centres charge for transit vans. They don't for cars. So I think they charge about £20, I think. So instead of paying that, they would rather go dump it in a beauty spot. Scum of the earth, people. few splashes of mud on the bike. Well, dirty water, I'm not being dramatic. I have these garage wipes, bike specific ones. I've mentioned them before. So I bought a pack. You alright?
Yeah, good. You?
Yeah, not bad. Just on my way home from Buxton.
Oh, cool.
Now I realise I'm in the wrong gear. So yeah, I bought a pack a couple of years ago, but they're that big. It's like the size almost of a tea towel. I'd say they're about that big. So I rip each one in half, and half of it does my whole bike. So say you get 80 huge wipes, you can do 160 rides. Which ain't shabby at all. I recently bought, because I think they were on sale at Christmas, a second pack. I think they're about 10 or 12 quid. But I don't even think I'm halfway through my first pack. So that's probably me for a couple of years, or more. $19 miles an hour, 250 watts, nice and smooth. $16.8 miles an hour average. Drivetrain is so smooth now. Climbing this at 16 miles an hour, 3%, 355 watts, 400. This car's got its nose out into the road. Cars do that to me. I always give them a visual shake of the head. Don't stick your nose out into the road. She had perfect line of sight. How's my heart rate 110 if I'm putting out 200 odd watts? Yeah, 210. Sorry, 110. I mean, to be fair, I'm putting out 300 watts and I feel relaxed. I'm going uphill, my heart rate's going down, 105. He's not a machine, he's a man. putting out 400 watts. My heart rate's up to a massive 119. Feeling strong today. It's the fuel. I'm on super unleaded today. Wow, some right potholes on this road for a big A road. I'm doing it right here. Where's this Porsche going? Nice car. Not as nice as my Scott Addict, I'm afraid. Keep your cars. My word, these Schwalbe 1 tyres with the TPU tubes, just so smooth over this tarmac. So easy to maintain your speed. I think I'm doing a left here now. I'm not following a route, just all from memory of knowing these lanes. So, left here. That was me worried about cycling home in sodden roads. You can see the remnants of the drizzle from yesterday, but it was dry all night. The sun's out, and luckily, it's pretty dry. Hey up, Mr. Tractor Man, where are you going? I think I've got a right coming up. Doing 20 miles an hour, 260 watts, nice and smooth. Now it's saying my heart rate is 160, but I'm relaxed. I don't seem to notice these variances in my heart rate at all. In fact, my breathing rate is very comfortable. My word, this is easy. I've never known a bike. I'd love to think, what would I be like now on a standard Scott Addict with carbon wheels? Because This is 11.4. Yeah, that's lightweight for an e-road bike, but I'm cycling for the last few miles constantly 19, 20 miles an hour. And to me, with my fitness, I'm not saying I'm the fittest person in the world, but to me, once you get this bike up to 90 miles an hour with a smooth pedaling style, it's absolutely easy to keep your speed. So I'm going into a headwind, 18 miles an hour, and it's easy. To me, personally, with my riding style, I don't feel like there's any burn on the legs whatsoever because I'm a natural spinner. So I'm doing 93 RPM. So I'm leaning on my cardiovascular fitness, and I'm only at 140 beats per minute right now, at 20 miles an hour. I absolutely love the way the X20 motor doesn't cut out at 15.6, gradually fades away, and you notice it completely hands it over to you, maybe about 16.6, 16.7 miles an hour. Maybe over 16 miles an hour it's only giving you a small amount because it tails off the power curve, but it helps. It helps you get back up to your cruising speed. Nearly 25 miles in. I'm going to stop for my second gel soon. Not sure if I want another biscuit. I think that protein bar and the pan of chocolate is more than enough. .1 miles per hour average over 25 miles. And there's not a chance, I'm in Eco, right? There's not a chance on my Ribble Endurance SLE with the X35 motor, and that's a carbon fibre bike too. There's not a chance my average would be this fast, even if I'd done. It's heavier, and for whatever reason, the power transfer from pedal to wheel, it just isn't as good. Although I think some of that is the butyl tubes and the puncture-resistant tyres that I've got on there. But I can't moan because in over 3 years, I had one puncture, 6,500 miles, one puncture. So would you sacrifice a little bit of speed for that? And typically, the day I did get a puncture, it was on the rear wheel. And if you know anything about the X35 motor, it's not the easiest. to change flats. So I'm heading towards the Cheshire Smokehouse before I turn left towards the Honeybee, down towards the airport tunnels, and then last few miles to home. So it's going to be 30 odd miles today. Was 48 on the way in. My bike's been stuck at 31-mile range for about 8-9 miles, because other than maybe the smidge now, let's see, do I go below 16 miles an hour? Yeah. So I get a small boost there, a small touch. It still says 31. It said that for so long. Good 7 or 8 miles ago, maybe more. Heart rate's still up, it's at 118, 18 miles an hour, 280 watts. I'm getting my body slowly used to cycling at a higher output compared to just being an endurance specialist. Keeping my arm warmers on today because it's breezy. .400 watts, 14 miles an hour, up an 8%. I love this bike. Wow, that's a horrible pothole. Oh, I can smell fuel. Disgusting. %60 of the battery left. 28.5 miles in. I think that's pretty good economy, really. It's not the fastest I've gone down there, going into a headwind. I think I hit about 33 miles an hour. I think I've done about 38 down there in the past. Right, I'm going to go through the airport tunnels. I'm going to turn off, a bit boring in there. So, cutting through Manchester Airport, my average speed just dropped from 17.2 to 17.1. But I've got a big main road I can go on. I'm going to try and build my speed. And then I've got a small climb. And then a bit of a downhill. That should catapult me into my last couple of miles down country lanes. So my aim now is to get that 17.2 average back on my Garmin. I'm on 17.1 average now. So I'm straight back up to 18 miles an hour now. But I didn't pause the Garmin crossing roads, waiting at junctions or whatever. So then parts I was doing 4 or 5 miles an hour has dropped my average right down. But it gives me a bit of a challenge for my last few miles. 17.2 is a sweet number. I'm already over 30 miles in. So by the time I get home, my 2 rides to and from the Peak District will add up to over 80 miles and about 6,500 feet of climbing. So I'm up to 18 here. I'm not going to go stupid because I'm not home yet. I could easily push out 19 miles an hour now, and then find all of a sudden I have fatigue in my legs. So as long as I'm above 17, I'm good. I'm at 18. So how long until that shoots back over 17.2? It will. Because now I'm at 19 and I've not really upped my power output. Could just be a change in direction of the wind as I'm following the road round. And now, same power output, we're up to 20. I must have been stood still for a while. But I crossed a couple of roads, so my bike was still moving, but like 3, 4, 5 miles an hour. It's definitely affected my average speed. But it weren't that long. Let's have a look at my power output for today. 229. So, here's a target. Get it up to 17.2 and get that 229 average up to 230. Can I do that? The average one might be, the average power might be harder. Here we go. Right, here's the climb. Out of saddle. Bam, 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 bam. I glanced down and I seen it peak over 800 watts, then up that little kicker, not bad 30 odd miles in. Who overtakes a cyclist on a corner? He had to slam on because a car was coming towards him. Well, yeah, that's what a corner does. You're blind to what's coming ahead of you. .500 watts up here. I'm up to 17.2, people. I'm doing 20 miles an hour into a headwind at 350 watts. Sippy sip sip. Give it a little tap tap tappy, a bit taparoo. Come on, bike, are you too good for your home? Should be getting a nice little wipe down when she gets home. Oh, I think that might have scrubbed a bit of average off. My average has gone from 229 to 231. As long as I maintain both now, I'm done. So I'm at the back of Wimshaw Hospital now. This leads to Hale Barnes, this road. I'm nearly home. Thank you for watching if you stuck out towards the end. I'll give you the final stats when I get home.
Storage almost full. Less than 30 minutes left for recording. Music, radio.
Okay, so I'm home. Distance 33.4, average speed 17.16, average power 231, maximum 767, my cadence, average heart rate, elevation, Bob's your uncle. Bike's got 54% left after 30 odd miles. Thanks for watching.